to the Pelicans postgame report on the PRO Media Network for all things Pelicans.
Perfect. Fly Pelican, fly Pelican, fly Pelican. And I tell them that birds of a feather flock together. Fly down, I'm a Pelican forever. Yeah, ain't gon' lie, I feel flyer than I ever been. You stay ballin', this New Orleans, I'm a Pelican. It's going down in the nest, wild, wild west. Come in town and do best, show us some respect. 3-point threat, I better make it rain. If it's up, then don't jump stupid like your ankle sprain. Always said, never hate the player, hate the game. Jumper where the dang late, bunch of train. Post game, Big Q, talking about business. Bird gang, YouTube, they ain't flocking with us. Lock up the division mission, get into the finals. Finish competition, then it's going win the title. I know this flyer than you can get. Such a threat that the ref just might call a tag. You could double, you could press, but you can't check. Right, left, slide by you like a Eurostep. Fly Pelican, fly Pelican. Fly Pelican, and I tell them that birds of a feather flock together. Fly down, I'm a Pelican forever, Pelican forever. And never, and never, and never, and never, and never, and never say birds of a feather flock together. Yeah, fly down, I'm a Pelican forever.
First half, really, I just didn't.
So is the Dyson Daniels right about the Pelicans getting cursed? Y'all chime in. DC Lex.
Man, he went from one bird to the next. But
he doing something over there though.
As far as him being cursed, I like to encourage you to look at Dyson Daniels stats this year.
What's wrong with the standards, DC?
Not his standards. I said
okay.
I was talking about his stats, man.
About to say, what's wrong with the standards? You don't like Austrians, bro? What's going on with you, bro?
No, it ain't that I have anything against.
I thought you might like it, brother. You're
Austrians.
from a island continent, brother. I thought you might have say, I like Dyson style of play. Physical.
I'm just saying I like to share the screen one more time just to show just to show his stats because he's been impactful this year nonetheless. But when I look at Dyson's statistics, ain't nothing really blowing me out the water. He just got more minutes. He's got 34 minutes. No, I'm saying the man got 34 minutes.
Throw some dirt, DC Mudsling. Go ahead.
He's shooting 30% from 3-point line.
Pause that video.
He actually shot 1% better. I got the volume off. He actually shot 1% better from 3-point percent as a Pelican. You know what I'm saying? He's still 61% from the free throw line. He's got 1 rebound, 0.7 more, but I mean, he's playing, 12 more minutes a game. So he's averaging 5 rebounds versus 4 here. He's averaging 3.4 assists versus 2.7.
Okay.
0.9 blocks. Now the steals is crazy. I gotta give him props for the steals. He had 3 steals a game. That's crazy. Almost 2 turnovers and 13 points a game. I'm saying all that. Dice isn't a horrible player, and he's working out for them. But usually when somebody come out, man, they be talking crazy like that. You would think, they on route to making their first All-Star game or something. You
think he was talking crazy?
I think he dropping his nuts on us, man. And to me, he ain't really in a position to be talking like that. To me. But nonetheless, about his comments, man, I can't really say the man said nothing wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, what he said is true. He called Trey fragile and all the Pelicans players fragile on one show, and Trey was kind of like, dang, bro, like, you coming at me. Like, he couldn't even really respond, Q, because it's like he's in such an effed up situation, right? And then Dice, gonna say he cursed. He glad to be away from here. They got everything down there. They got ankles and knees and all this shit, hamstrings. And I had 5 ankle injuries. And it just sounds like a person to me. If he's shocked at his success, I think, because if he was as good as everybody hyping him up to be, players like that have, Q. they usually have some type of class. And that type of thing is beneath them because their expectations are way beyond that. They didn't do what they weren't able to do in New Orleans, not because of the New Orleans Pelicans, but they didn't do it because of themselves. That those type of people would take accountability for their lack of whatever happened here. Although I'm sure the Pels ain't help them enough. Willie didn't give him minutes. We all know that's true. But you can't act like you was doing everything right here and it didn't work out. And then you turn around and say the offseason you took changed your life after the Pelicans because as soon as the season was over, you worked out for a month straight. And that was before you went to the Olympics. So you wasn't working out for a month straight once the season was over with New Orleans because you ain't had no minutes your first year? You know, you see what I'm saying, bro? It's like no accountability and all of his past not improving. He's just almost blaming on us. And I don't like that. I don't like that. The statement he said, I just don't like it coming from him. If Chris Paul said something like that, you know, we'd be a little mad, but we'd be like, well, you know, Chris Paul did give his all. Chris Paul was so many All-Star games. Like, what can you really say? That's coming from goddamn Dyson Daniels. Come on, bro. Like, Dyson Daniels could get fly and talk to us like this. Do we play Atlanta again? Because if we play Atlanta again, I would like to see some hard fouls on the Australian. I would like to see, I don't care if we get blowed out by 50. He should have 2 points. Like, where's the fight, the respect, do we care about anything?
You talking about
I wish somebody else was in there interviewing with him instead of Trey, because Trey just don't strike me as that type of dude, man. But like, you can't just come at us like that, bro. But nonetheless, we get up here every podcast and we talk shit about the Pelicans. And all the Pelicans.
That's your team.
No, we don't.
All the Pelicans supporters.
Lex said, no, we don't.
Lex, we do.
No, we don't.
No, we don't.
Well, okay. We get up here and we
I'm
tell the truth about the Pelicans.
I'm waiting till you finish, though.
We tell the truth about the Pelicans and we expose some things. And, you know,
DC said we're talking shit up here.
No.
I don't mean it like that. I'm just saying, like, we get up here.
Say what you mean, DC. Say it with your chest.
We say the real. I call that talking shit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay, I got you.
No,
okay.
But if it's real, it ain't that though.
Well, negative, I call it talking shit, even though it's real.
That's what Lex. Hold on, now you gotta give DC some credit on that. He keeping it real. That's just what he calls it from his country.
I do not like that word, but go on.
Go ahead, DC.
I get it, but anything negative to me, like if you talking negative towards something, like and you clown it,
that ain't negative though.
Go ahead, DC. Let him finish, Lex.
I'm sorry.
Let him go. Let him go.
Chicken, you getting triggered.
Chicken. She's about to call your ass a chicken in a minute. That's how you know she upset.
Like that was the next one. That's why I took it from her. She was gonna say no chicken next. You had to say it for sure.
I know, DC. I know.
But
about to bust that chicken.
But look, I'm saying when we rib right down here, we call cracking jokes on people ribbing. And I'm only saying that for you, Lex, because I know you from Ohio. I don't know.
Hold on, DC. What you said?
Excuse me.
I gotta verify this.
Ribbon.
DC.
Ribbon.
What?
You call that where?
Capping. Ribbon.
Where's that at?
What? Where'd you say I'm from?
My bad. I said the wrong thing.
What?
Where you from?
DC is moonwalking his ass off tonight, boy.
I might have the wrong place where you from, but I know where you at. What you say Cleveland, right?
No, that's where I went.
Dude. What you talking about?
That's where I went to watch a game, a Pelicans game.
Oh, you was out there in Cleveland, all right?
No.
DC, where you from?
Everywhere. But anyway, like I was saying,
Jamaica. He from Jamaica.
Jamaica.
we'll call it ribbon. We'll call it ribbon, right? But I'm
in Jamaica, right, DC? Yeah.
Or when you cap on somebody, you're gonna say stuff that's true, or maybe slightly true. You know what I'm saying? And you're talking shit.
All right, DC, we got you.
So,
you don't have to
but the only point I'm saying, Dyson Daniels don't have that privilege. Dyson Daniels shouldn't be able to talk like this, like he's established in the league and really just took off. Because I think he's a solid player, but I mean, he a role player, man. Let's do the role player. He ain't no all-star.
I agree with you on that, bro. But you can't do.
And
but,
them numbers he got, I think he could have got the same numbers here if Willie would have paid him 34 minutes like they playing.
But I'm asking this though, DC, before Lex chime in and please.
Lex say no.
Please.
His percentages are all the same, though. Lex, it's just more attempts.
I get you on that. All I'm asking you, DC, is to explain. Even though his percentages are better, well, I mean, are better than him. You saying that he's not doing a better job there? That he's not?
No, I'm not saying that. I don't think he did a bad job here. Dyson Q, we talk about this all the time. Some people talk negative about
it being cursed down here, DC. That's what he talking about, being cursed down here because of the injuries.
He didn't say nothing wrong. What he said is true.
But you saying that he don't have the right to say it.
Yeah. At least especially not like that.
Okay, I got you. I understand
That's
what
I'm
you're saying.
bro. Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
He didn't lie. He ain't lying on us.
I got you. I understand. Okay, I was.
We all know. They built the Superdome and the New Orleans Arena. Everybody know the rumors, and they got some truth to that of being graveyards and stuff around them. They built it on top of that, and a lot of people say that's where the curses come from.
That's definitely true. They didn't take all the bodies off that site. That's what a lot of people. There was a Native American burial ground.
The Pelicans are aware of that. And, maybe all this talk about getting a new arena at a new location have something to do with that too. But I don't understand why they can't just do what it is. But I don't understand why they can't just do what Sean Payton did. Or at least get some type of leader in the building like a Sean Payton. I think that would help tremendously. Something that simple.
Lex?
Hey, how y'all doing?
We good.
I'm all right.
Listening to you.
I'm sorry about misinterpreting your home location town. I'm sorry.
It's all right, DC.
Where you from?
I'm from Earth.
I thought you were from.
I am from Earth.
Are you from Jamaica?
Born and raised.
DC's from Jamaica. Jamaica.
I'm from Earth. I'm from Earth. My brother.
Mother Earth.
Born and raised. Okay. Yeah, I don't think Dyson Daniels, I don't think his stats have anything to do with it. I mean, the thing is that he's gone to another situation. He's in a better situation, way better situation, a legitimate starter. He's doing his thing. The thing is that it may not be a huge difference from when he was here with the Pelicans, but the thing is he's improved. And that's the point. He's gone up, not down. Okay. No matter if it's like a half percentage, a full, you know what I'm saying? 1%, 2%, those might be low percentages, but the thing is he's improved and he's trending upward. And that's the thing. I think Dyson Daniels had every right to say, whatever he wanted to say. I look at Tony Allen, DeMarcus Cousins, Rajon Rondo, Anthony Davis. Who else? The things that
what the hell Rondo said?
Huh? But all those dudes are champions.
No, all I'm saying is that these guys came here, right? They came here, and they stated similar things, maybe not the exact same thing as Dyson did. He just did it in a different way, but it's all aligning. It's all aligning. Everybody's just saying it in a different way. And so the thing is that the truth is the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't matter. It don't matter. Like, look, if Stephen A, yeah, I can understand. Nobody likes Stephen A. He's a butthole. Perkins, yeah, we've given it to him. We can understand. And Perkins is a champion too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Okay.
Yeah,
and he went here. He played, right? Okay. So the thing is, we don't want to, they may be saying the truth. They may say the exact same thing as Dyson Daniels, but both Stephen A and Perkins are buttholes. Okay. The thing is, and for them two, it's like, yeah, what they said might be true, but yeah, from them those mouths, man, Dyson when he was here didn't have not one problem out of that dude.
Mm-mm.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, obviously, I think culturally, he's a laid back guy. He's from Australia, from small country in Australia and everything. So the thing is, I think he very mild mannered. You know what I'm saying? That's just his personality. But I think he has every right. He has more. He has more clearance than Perkin and people like Stephen A. Just like with Tony Allen, and he was joking about it. We all watched that video. Allen said that the Pelicans organization was the worst organization. We just played that not too long ago. And trust me, he didn't say curse. It looked like Dyson Daniels went into specifics. Man, he just said, man, Pelicans just the worst organization, and started laughing with his boys.
He was making fun of Gentry a lot. In
Yeah,
that
he was
he
talking about the coach and then all of that wasn't under the current ownership.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, still, it was towards the organization though. And the thing is, I think obviously he said the word, curse and everything, but really it's bad. It's extremely bad business as far as running this organization. That's what it is. It's poorly ran. The infrastructure of this organization is very, very bad. That's what it is.
Talk, boy. You ain't lying.
So the thing, this is poorly ran. It's not that it's cursed. You have some cursed decision makers. That's what you got. You got cursed people who don't know the game of basketball. And really, in a way, the ownership is kind of cursed because she don't know what she's doing. That's what it is. These people, everybody in that front office, and I say everybody, the marketing team, the medical staff, the performance staff, the ownership, the Three Stooges. Okay, y'all know who I'm talking about. Griff, Loomis, and the other dude.
Lexxah.
Yeah, there you go. The Three Stooges. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't know what they're doing. And really, when he said curse, I felt like, just like what you said earlier, Big Q, it's systemic. This system that the Pelicans have is awful. It's awful. They need to get away from Oshner. I don't know a whole lot about them, but golly, there is strong, powerful, really good quality medical organizations that the Pelicans can hook up with. Like they really can. Like they really do need to consider, because if what you all say about Oshner is true, they curse too. I would be scared to go up in that hospital the way things that I've heard about them.
Yeah.
Now where I'm at, like people actually travel, but we have the best medical systems where I'm at. My grandmother, she had cancer. She came all the way from Mississippi, all the way up here to be tended to, because it's the best hospitals, known one of the top hospital organizations in the nation. Okay, so I don't know what's going on down there. I don't even want to know. But I mean, the thing is, what Dyson was saying, like, man, it's the truth. And as long as that what Dyson said ain't coming out of Perkins' mouth, or what Dyson said ain't coming out of Stephen A's mouth, look, he's telling the truth. He's telling the truth. And you know what? Dyson Daniels, I don't think he rubbed nobody the wrong way. I really don't. While he was here, he didn't rub nobody the wrong way. When he was out there, he did he put his best foot forward and everything. But it's I mean, he told the truth, but I think when you say the word curse, I just think it's just really bad business decisions, bad management, bad ownership, and then you have people who don't know what they're doing, and you put all that together. You know what? That creates a curse. That creates a curse. You all are cursing. Those people in the front office are cursing this organization.
It's very interesting, man. You know that to hear the players talk about that, man, all the time, because it ain't nothing new. You've been dealing with this for years now, man. For years, since we were dealing with it. I don't know if to say as bad as we were doing before the current administration took over the team, but they knew something was wrong with the medical staff, because when they took over the team, Tom Benson tried to make the Saints physicians help the Pelicans physician. It was like, you can't do that. They were overworked. People wouldn't get seen properly. It was a cluster. And then eventually they went to having a mixture of a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Then they just went with Oshner and say, hey man, just one stop shop for everything. And that's how then Oshner even put their name on the Pelicans training. I mean, the Saints, is it the Saints? Yeah, the Saints and Pelicans training facility. They got their names and they sponsoring the damn building. So they're getting money off them people. So it's a very unique relationship between the two. She got connections to with her charities through Oshner. Gail was just auctioning off one of her Benzes, in the moonlight auction that they showed during the Pelicans broadcast. So yeah, it's a very strange, I ain't gonna say a strange relationship, but at the end of the day, they're not approaching it like that. All these people see is money. That's all they see. They don't see anything else until the money stops. Then changes come. That's how it goes. And I would definitely say, from knowing the history of Oshner University and knowing what they've been tied to, hell yeah, I would definitely break from them. Then man, Tulane ain't no better. I would caution the Pelicans to be able to do and hire people, their own people, and build up their own staff and get the best people you can get. I said it on the Flash Report, telling people, listen, you're going to have injuries, but you can control to a degree, how many injuries you're going to have based on how good your specialists are in dealing with that. If we are able to attract the best people, the best specialists that we can have, and spend some real money in that area, you will see a change in this organization. Like if we were the top organization in the NBA in terms of getting the best medical people that we can get for whatever those specialties are, like we're dealing with soft tissue issues and stuff like that, and we have them there. And not only that, but we get the right facility and get all the right technology and all whatever we need there, you would see an improvement. Because like me and DC was talking about, I asked him, I said, hey man, tell me what team in the NBA that you would rather mimic. Now you have Willie Green talking about looking at Golden State and the switch all that kind of crap. But DC said Boston. And I said, okay, yeah, that sounds good. And DC talked, I said, why that? And he said, because man, listen, think about how many injuries they go through. They have injuries, but they win. They always competitive. They win in these championships, and they don't have all these goddamn injuries, and they playing in the same NBA our Pelicans are playing in. How do they have the fortune of always, for the majority of the time, having their best players on the floor? How do they have that and you don't have that if it's the people in the building tied to the trainers and everything? Come on, man. And I was telling these people that they don't seem to get it because they program to what these other cats, these sports teams are telling them. Look at these other teams that's competing. They don't have these type of injuries you have. You don't have, your medical staff is not built correctly. When she took over, remember, they dumped over $200,000 of her own money into getting the facilities up to standard, because them facilities was way down. That was several years ago. When they brought Aaron, what's his name, DC? Aaron Nelson here. That was the first move Griffin did when he took over the team. He pulled Nelson from the Phoenix Suns, who at the time was one of the best that they had. And he came here, he made a list of things that they needed and told Gail, and she cut a check for like 200 G's, it was $250,000 to improve the medical facilities. And that was prior to him getting here. How bad they were then. See, it's all tied to how much money you're willing to spend in the medical area. If we can attract and get the best and the brightest in these certain areas that pertain to these injuries and whatnot, and we have the facility, the top notch in the NBA, you will see a noticeable improvement in injuries on the court. So, talk to that, DC. That was your idea about Boston. Kind of expound on that, bro, because that's some good game you was talking the other day.
Oh, most definitely, man. And that idea has just been around for a long time. We always talked about stuff like that. Far as the injuries and the medical staff, when we first started doing this podcast, Pelicans post game report, when we first started, remember we would talk about that same driving point because they had a year. It was Tyreek Evans, Drew Holiday, Eric Gordon, and Anthony Davis. All of them dudes was out. The whole starting lineup, basically just like what we experienced this year. They were out, I think, longer than what we had to endure this year. And them dudes still wound up probably winning more games than we gonna win this year. But the whole point is, when you follow the Pelicans, injuries have always mounted and been at a ridiculous rate compared to other NBA teams. Like this, I'm talking about like the Chris Paul era. We had some, it wasn't as bad, but everything after the Chris Paul era, since we stopped calling ourselves the Hornets and we've been calling ourselves the Pelicans, injuries have been a consistent theme for this team over and over. And it goes down to what you're doing and who you have in place, because there's no reason that you should be experiencing all of these injuries back to back seasons. Like I see my man Don Giller in the comments. You said those guys aren't hurt. I guess they just don't want to play, what you're alluding to. But if that's the case, bro, then we have to say these guys don't want to play since 2019. Since Zion got here, we've always been dealing with injuries. And when Zion was healthy, Brandon Ingram was injured. We always had that. And you're right, Rob. CP3, Pager, and David West did miss a ton of time. But putting that in comparison to what we deal with now, I almost look at the time they missed as, man, it was manageable. What we deal with now. Like, we're talking about a dude who a role player, right? Dyson is only allotted to have maybe 12 to 15 minutes. Dyson had multiple injuries he dealt with and missed major time here. Like everybody who came here, Drew Holiday is probably one of the best professionals in basketball. And when you watch, I've actually watched his off seasons and how that dude train. He be training underwater. He doing like Marine type shit. Drew Holiday had injury issues here. And he leaves here. Drew Holiday ever had any like serious major injuries where he missed 30 games or something? It's happened multiple times here. Andy Davis would be the one outlier, as much as people call him street clothes Davis, and he actually, I would say here is bearing the circumstances. He played a lot. He definitely played more time than he missed. It ain't like what we're dealing with Zion. But when you look at other teams around the league, man, you have teams like Boston. And even a team, this is a weird one, but when you think about it, it's like, man, that do make sense. A team like Utah. How many times we hear people on Utah just being severely injured, or they haven't been riddled with all these damn injuries? There's others. We seen what happened with Memphis last year, and they were severely injured. But you have, a lot of teams around the league where they don't deal with even half the injuries that we have to deal with on a yearly basis. And that all goes down to being something that is preventable. And it don't seem like it's that hard to prevent, because even when you don't go to the top tier teams, you just look at your average teams in the league. They still don't deal with the amount of injuries that we've been dealing with when you add it up over a 10, 12-year time period. The Pelicans, they got to be number one in injuries. And then you look at the Pelicans and you think, okay, people say, oh, they just having bad injury luck. So the Saints have bad injury luck too? We got the same organization running the Saints.
Ain't no way around
it.
it.
They got the same shit that go on over there.
Ain't no way around it.
The last, I think 10 or 12 seasons, the Saints and the Baltimore Ravens, I think, are tied. Or they like 1 and 2 for the most injuries in a season for a franchise. And then we've seen the Saints damn near have multiple years where they keep happening. So Alvin Kamara just got hurt today.
Bro,
you know what I'm saying? Like, let me Derek Carr, his starting quarterback has been hurt for the last 4 or 5 years with the Saints. That is insane.
Let me trip your head out on this one. Look at this. Read this.
Somebody's asleep at the wheel.
Read this. Saints Pelicans president Dennis Lexxah elected to Ochsner Health Board of Directors.
Well, we see who's growing.
Well, maybe that's why he running the Pelicans and the Saints, man.
Man, these people all tied into each other.
Got Ochsner in there, and he on the board. It's all one big unhappy family.
Nah, they happy. They making money, dude.
Nah, this is a monopoly. That's what that is right there. And you know what? I think the only way this is going to be resolved is moving the team, man. Because this is what they have going on here is not right.
Hold on, Lex. I don't want to cut you off, but listen to this. This happened a while ago, and I was not aware of this. And this is usually the type of shit I be on. And this was snuck past me. This has been happening. This was 2 years ago. Saints Pelicans president Dennis Lexxah, who does nothing for our teams collectively. He is not the real president of this. I mean, he does nothing to football for the Saints or Pelicans. It's just a title he has. He's brings his decades of leadership and service to the real leadership and regions to the largest healthcare system. Now look what he's going to be tied to. Ochsner Health is pleased to announce that Lexxah, president of the Saints and Pelicans, have been elected to serve as a board member for its 47 hospital healthcare system. Lexxah will begin his 4-year term effective January the 1st of 2023. The Ochsner Health Board of Directors oversees the system's leadership and long-range strategy. That would explain a lot why this dude is never around when things are going wrong. How are these people, this is ridiculous. How is he a board director for 47 freaking hospitals and he's sitting on top of the Saints and Pelicans team as the team president? How could he do both? The answer is he can't. That's why the Saints look terrible, and that's why the Pelicans are awful. This is the team president, the highest guy on the team, not named Gail Benson. He's the right hand to her, and this dude is overseeing hospital systems on the board, talking about leadership. What leadership this man has? He doesn't know anything about football or basketball. This dude is one of the greatest plants that I probably ever seen. How is he occupying these seats with no experience at all? How is he doing it? 40 said this is ridiculous. And this also explains the relationship between the Saints and the Pelicans and Ochsner Hospital. It's not an easy break. Even if you decide to break away, how I'm going to break away, I'm the president and I'm also the president of your hospitals. That ties you together. So an easy break is not easy to do because we tied at the hip now.
Subscribe now and stay up to date for all things New Orleans.